escape are less than 1%. Goodbye.
This is the Hazardous Hooligan, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing, setup, demo, and review of Home Depot's THD 3000. Let's get right into the video. Here's everything laid out on the table here, and I'm just going to go and kind of like look over because he has a lot of really cool details. Here is his mechanical foot. It's very Terminator. This whole character reminds me a lot of kind of like the T-1000 from the Terminator movies. Here's his normal boot. His hand, which has a lot of detail. You can see all the mechanical parts and how they're kind of gored up. And it looks really, really cool. Here's this spine piece, which is mechanical, like kind of trying to imitate a real spine. Here's his head, which is kind of like the selling point I think most people had of him, because it's a fully moving, like the eye blinks and moves, his mouth moves, and his head kind of moves like that. Here's his torso. It's really cool. You can see like all of the mechanical pieces. He actually has EL wire that runs through there. Here is his arm that goes up to kind of like that. And you can see all of that like mechanical parts. Here's his kind of control box with the spine piece. Here's his knife. You got his clothing. And then the foam. He also, one last thing, is this goes around his neck, so it looks like he kind of has that neck piece right there. So without further ado, let's get right into the setup. Now the first step is to put on these poles like this, and you can just snap them in. Just like that. And just like that. Now you put on his feet, and they do have these little slants in the bottom, so they can kind of just slide right in there. So then if someone accidentally kicks the leg, it's gonna kind of stay still, kind of being more realistic than some of the others. That one goes in like that. Then you put on his two other poles right here. Like that. And like that. Now you want to put the little foam pieces here. Just like that. You want to switch it. Make sure these are the right size because they are two different sized legs. Just like that. Now you can put on the pants like that. Just moving that to the side so I have it. Let's see. Is this the pants? Yes, it is. So you can just slot that right over. Like that. And then put this one over. And you want to make sure the one that is with the robotic leg is the one with the kind of tears in it. Just because on that side, there is a little piece where you can put the cables through. And you want to put that kind of down there. So then you can put these up. Make sure they're lining up. So it would be this way. That. Make sure both of them are down. Like that. Twist that so it gets all the way in. You can pull up the pants and then pull these down there and then find the little slot where you can put the cables through. It's right here. Now you want to find where these are. Put them down here. Then put them right through the hole. Let's see. It can be a little difficult because there is a lot of cables you have to plug in. Let's see. There's one. There is two. You can just really kind of get all of them through that. There you go. That is all of them. Now, it's time for his torso piece with the kind of bent spine. Before you put on that torso piece, you want to take this cloak, and where it's ripped, you want the ripped part to face this side so it can expose the blade and his like kind of exposed robot like chest area. So you can pull this down, make sure it covers everything, just kind of like that. And then it will obviously support itself better once you put the torso piece on, which just kind of slots down, kind of like that. You got to balance it, and then you can really line it up good, just like that. And then you want to snap it in, just like that. Then you can put this over his shoulder, and then kind of put these down here, like that, and that. This one did get kind of deformed in the box, so you kind of have to wiggle it on there, just like that. And now you can put on his arm. So this arm, it is primarily kind of like the humanoid arm. You just slip that through like this. I really like how this arm looks. I think it looks really good. Because he is blow molded, it can be a little difficult to find where that goes and to slot it in. But I think I got it like that. Just got to make sure it fully lines up, and then you can kind of shake it to go down, just like that. And then you can put the Velcro back up on that side, and that side is pretty much done until you put the second cloak on, which, before we do that, we want to put on his lower and upper arm, like this. And there is a cable you have to connect, and I'll do that off camera again. Let's see. Want to find where that goes as well. Goes like that. And then you want to put on his blade like this. And it is basically just the normal like 12-foot skeleton type snap lock where you have to twist it. But I will do this cable right here on camera. Just got to make sure it lines up good. Find, and then put it in. That, so then I can feed it back in a little bit on this side, and then the rest on this side. Just like that. And you have to be careful because you can't put this upside down, and then it will look a little bit odd. The next step is putting on this cloak here, and you just put the little pole for his head up on that, and you can drape it this way. There's two pieces of Velcro. You can put one right there and the other down there, so it kind of hides the seam in between the arm and the torso. And then just make it look nice. You can kind of put it like this, so it almost looks like a half of a cape. Then you want to take this little latex piece that's for his neck, and the first mate had something very similar to this, and I think a lot of their servos that you can see the neck do have this. So you can put this on here, and then grab his head and just slot that all the way down like that. And then you can see this cable. You can either just put it down here, or you can blend it into the other cables and just kind of go down, you know, make it look more like a robot, you know, kind of twist that around. And then there's a bunch of holes in the top, and you actually put these down into them. And I'll do the majority of them off camera, but I'll show you one right here. So you just basically do that, so it almost looks like hydraulics or something of that nature going into his head. So the setup is actually fully complete. We just need to touch up some details and we'll come back with a demo.
Don't bother running, human. Our tracking sensors still function, and your destruction is imminent. My internal calculations have determined that your chances of escape are less than 1%. Goodbye. I have been sent to exterminate you weak humans. Nothing will get between me and my objective, for that is my programming. It is pointless to resist. We are superior. Halt. You are an unknown intruder in this sector. Scanning for identification. Searching. Searching complete. You are approved for extermination. Stand by. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice day. We may look similar, but our intellects are incomparable, foolish human. Ha! Ha! You cannot hide from us. Scanning for life form. Target identified. Your resistance will only extend your suffering. Upgrade and join us. I will make you like me.
He is a really, really cool animatronic. And you can see he does have a just lights mode, which is something I really like about a lot of the Home Depot animatronics, is they will always have, or most of the time have, this kind of light mode and like on mode. So you can see there's a lot of lights in here. He has a ton of cables. He probably has some of the most cables I've ever seen on an animatronic from Home Depot or really any other retailer. But you know, it makes sense because he has a fully servo head. It has 5 servos, one that blinks, one that moves his eye, his mouth moves, and his head moves. He has all of these lights here. He has the EL wire that looks really awesome. He has this giant lit up sword, and both of his arms move. He is really, really cool and very detailed too. Now, there was a video of him in our haunted house, and you probably saw that at the beginning of this video, but I will link that full haunted house where we kind of did this kind of post-apocalyptic, like science kind of theme, and it's a really, really cool video. That's from 2 years ago, and he goes really good in any theme like that. You know, he can't be really used in a lot of themes. Really post-apocalyptic and kind of futuristic. Those are the only 2 themes you can really use him in, which is unfortunate because he is such a cool animatronic, but he just, even if you don't have that theme and you want to photo op with this guy, you definitely should have him. Now, he does stand 7 feet tall. He is huge. He has 5 phrases, and you know, his original name, which a lot of people call him by and know him as, is Cold Hate. Now, people assumed that that was his official name because there were some leaks in the beginning where it was THD 3000, so they thought that was his, like, real name, and then, but it's actually the originally leaked name, which was THD 3000, which I do like a lot better because it does sound like a Terminator name, which is really cool. In the more recent years, I really think Home Depot has kind of killed all of the other Halloween companies because they do so many unique ideas that are higher quality and lower priced than, say, Spirit Halloween or anything like that. And they are just really, really cool, and I'm excited to see what they have this year as well. This was the Hazardous Hooligan, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I really enjoy reading them, and I'll see you in the next video.